Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are giving you our fantasy football running back league winners. We'll show you how to win your league by winning your draft. Let's start this fantasy football podcast right meow.
Hey everyone, I am Justin, that is Kyle, and this is the Fantasy Football Upside. Thanks for dropping by our Fantasy Football podcast and YouTube channel. We appreciate it. We like to have a good time. That's why we're laughing already as we get started here. But we've had another huge week for you all here at the Upside. We gave you all our Sleeper 2.0 episodes. We dropped our running backs on Monday, wide receivers yesterday, Tuesday. Definitely check those out. Links are in the description below and right where Kyle's going to point as well.
Yep, other side. Boop.
Boop. But today, really cool stuff, man. We're going to hit you with our running back league winners. So these are the running backs that they're probably going to be well known for you all out there in the fantasy football world, but we think they're going to significantly outperform their ADP and lead you to that championship.
Yeah. I think that these are guys are going to they're that mid-round value, early round value that are really just going to be able to outshine or be solid and consistent for you. It's just going to be awesome. So, yeah. And speaking of solid and consistent, that's us, actually. Ooh. We are solid and consistent. We're going to be here all season long, guys. So we don't just help out with the draft, help you figure out who you should be pulling off the board during your draft, but we are here all season long. We put up 5 episodes every week during the season. We talk about waiver wire. We talk about all that stuff. But to get you to the season, get you through the door, get you started on the right foot, we've put together a draft kit, Justin, haven't we?
Yes.
And so we've got our first edition is out right now. We're working on updating it for a second edition, which you will get if you buy the first edition. And you can head over to our website, which is above Justin's head over there. It's ffbupside.com, and you can buy it there. Or if you are watching this on a computer, you can bust out your phone and you can just scan this QR code right here on the screen. Right? Can you point for us, Justin? I know you struggled with that last time. There you go. And if you hit that QR code, it's going to take you right to the page with the draft kit, and it'll tell you everything that's in there so that you know what you're getting. It's just $10. It's 2 cups of coffee, guys. And you can win your, just think about that, $10 hairs, and you could win your fantasy football league starting on the right foot with the draft. All right, let's dive in headfirst into the shallow end, Justin. Let's start talking about our running back league winners right off the top. I've got our first one. Here we go. Melvin Gordon. That's right. The old one, right? He's been around a little while. He's going right now, 6th pick of the 6th round, 26th running back off the board. That's saying people don't really like this guy at all. Look, Denver's beat writers right now, and these guys usually have their finger on the pulse of what's really happening. And it's been very interesting. There's one guy, I don't have his name in front of me right now, but there's one guy who's actually been very consistent in predicting what's happening in Denver with the running backs. And he predicted that they were going to possibly go and get a running back in the 2nd round. They went and got a running back in the 2nd round. But now he's saying that they basically have locked in Melvin Gordon as RB1. So Javonte Williams, not a whole lot to fear for Melvin Gordon right now. I don't know if that's going to hold true.
He's going to be a thing.
He is going to be a thing.
Not yet.
Just not yet, yeah. So let's look at what happened last year when Melvin Gordon was not being shunned or having his time split with Phillip Lindsay, right? Yep. He feasted. He went 18.5 carries on average and had 3.6 targets with just over 2 or just under 2.5 catches per game. That's pretty phenomenal. I mean, he was, I think, running back 15 when Phillip Lindsay wasn't on the field like for that span of time. So some are going to argue that Williams will eventually take over here, but Lindsay never did it, right? So that's also another problem, right? I think right now what you're getting is a depressed ADP from Gordon, and so he's a huge buy low opportunity. So if he continues to hang around in the 5th, 6th round, late 5th or to the mid 6th round, I think that's a huge value. You're getting a running back 1 from this team that's going to need it. Right. So if he stays healthy this year, and that is admittedly a big if, Justin, then Gordon, I think, will produce in the range of an RB2, RB3, solid RB2, mostly an RB3 a lot of the time, I bet, which is really good. That's actually very solid because over the course of a season, if you finish repeatedly as an RB3, you could end up as, back end RB1 or high RB2. Last year for us, our power rankings, he ended up as RB18 overall. He had 9 startable weeks, which means he finished as a guy that didn't bust for you. He had 4 bust weeks, but he had 2 elite weeks as well, which put him in the top 6 running backs. Our system classifies him as very consistent, and in total points, he was RB13 overall. That's pretty solid.
It's something that not everybody knows, that he did finish as the RB13 because he did miss a couple games there. But I'm right there with you. I don't think it's Javonte Williams' team yet.
No.
This is the last year of Melvin Gordon's contract, so they're going to get every last little bit left out of Melvin Gordon, because guess what? He's probably not going to be there next year. So guess what he's playing for right now? He's playing for another contract.
For another team, too. He's auditioning.
Exactly. I mean, the writing's on the wall. You know it's going to be Javonte Williams' team next year.
Yeah.
So I really like this. And like you said, with 26 running back off the board, dude, that's some good value right there, man.
Yep. All right, Justin.
Winner.
Here we go. Running back
Next
2 for us.
Let's do it. Antonio Gibson, Washington football team. 2nd pick in the 2nd round right now, 12th running back off the board. So you're looking at it, well, the value is not a whole lot of value right there. It's just I'm looking at it as a guy that's going to finish as a elite running back, which we classify as a top 6 running back. I mean, this is a guy that came in last year as a rookie. He was barely used as a running back in college. And what did he do? He handled the workload. He came in and averaged 4.7 yards per carry to go along with 11 rushing touchdowns. He finished as the 14th best running back as a rookie last year. This is a guy, admittedly, is still learning the position. Good knows what's going to happen when he learns the position. I mean, the sky's the limit for this guy, especially with an entire offseason to train as a running back. I mean, like I said, he didn't play running back all that much in college. He was a wide receiver primarily. And even though he's primarily wide receiver, he still only caught 36 balls last year. And good old Riverboat Ron is talking about how he wants to use Antonio Gibson more in the passing game. So, I mean, I'm just thinking of it. Okay, he was a little bit raw coming in as a running back. So he's going to improve his efficiency, increase the number of carries, increase the number of targets that he's going to get. I'm looking at his touches increasing by 30%, which is going to put him around 270. And what that means, if he just maintains his points per opportunity, that already right there is a top 4 running back compared to last year. So there is one little slight concern that I have personally. He battled some turf toe last year towards the end of the last year, so it's something to monitor. But it sounds like he's been a full go in training camp and nothing has popped off since then. He does have a little competition. J.D. McKissick is still there, and he does get some of the passing game work, but I could see them potentially on the field at the same time.
Yeah. I have seen McKissick listed. I saw some website that had him listed as a wide receiver, so that's a little odd. I can see Gibson kind of. I think that if anything, Rivera wants to try to see if he can get CMC quality out of him. Right?
You
didn't want to say it.
I didn't want to say it because I mean it's so easy to say it because of what CMC was. But I mean, I was looking up and I was trying to say, okay, what is a realistic opportunity here for touches for Antonio Gibson? I mean, it's not going to be CMC like, but CMC light. Yeah, get like 80 to 85% of the touches.
That's a great consolation.
That's about 270 touches.
I mean, back of the first round, top of the second round consolation prize, you get a guy who's probably going to finish top 6, like elite level running back there. So I think that's pretty solid.
Yes, all right, sir. What you got?
All right, RB3 for us in league winners. We've got David Montgomery, right? And he's running right now 9th pick of the 3rd round, if you can believe that, Justin. 19th running back off the board.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. It's crazy talk. Look, he finished last year for us in power rankings as RB9, actually, overall in our power rankings. He had 10 startable finishes, 3 elite weeks. Again, that means he finished in the top 6 3 times for running back. And he only had 2 bust weeks. He was fairly consistent, but, his second half was a whole lot better. And in total points, here you go. This is going to blow you away. He was running back 6, actually, in 2020. He was like, if you look at if you consolidate all types of formats, standard PPR, half PPR. He was RB5 overall, actually, because of that stellar second half. He was getting around 19 carries per game in the second half of last season. And then you look at what Nagy's saying. Like, he's out there right now saying that he wants to see if Montgomery can get up to 20 carries a game, possibly. And you think, okay, that's coach speak, right? Yeah, it kind of is coach speak, except he's now said it 2 times. And they want to use Dalton as their QB. So I think that leans more on the running back in the end. And so Montgomery, he's going to be an elite running back if he's getting that kind of volume. He proved that he was in the second half of last season an elite running back if he's getting elite level volume. He would at least outperform his ADP. That's a guarantee. So this offense is likely to lean on the running game heavily, regardless of who the QB is to start the season or which QB is picking it up in the middle of the season. So either Dalton or Fields, I think that in the end, it's at least balanced more than it has been in the past, and the running game will work more effectively. Can't hurt that they have, quarterbacks that can actually hit the wide receivers with the targets. So other than A-Rob and the proof and Cole Kmet, Montgomery is really the only other weapon that I see in this offense that is consistently going to be relied upon to be involved. So,
what about Tariq Cohen?
Oh yeah.
Still on the pup list.
Still
everybody.
on the pup
It
list.
has not sounded good.
No,
I was just looking at some notes, and they're not really optimistic right now.
Yeah,
when it comes to the health of that.
I think
team.
Montgomery's kind of flying under the radar because people aren't paying close enough attention just yet to the fact that Cohen is. I don't think he's going to play for a while. So
it's going to be a minute.
Yeah.
I think
I think that Montgomery's just going to blow up.
9th pick in the 3rd round.
9th pick of 3rd round, 19th running back. I mean, in what reality does that make any sense? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So
not making no sense.
They don't make no kind of sense. All right, here we go. Running back 4, Justin.
Well, this is actually the guy that's going right before David Montgomery when it comes to the running back. So Chris Carson, Seattle Seahawks, go Hawks. ADP 5th pick of the 3rd round, 18th running back off the board. And last year, based off points per game, he was running back 10. And this is a guy that he's fresh off a new 2-year deal that kept him around 2-year, like $16 million. So that kind of gives you an idea of what they think of Chris Carson. And they've always thought really highly of him. Pete Carroll always talks about him. I mean, was he a late round or undrafted? It was a late round draft pick just a few years ago and came out on fire. He has been bit by the injury bug just a little bit. So that is my main concern with Chris Carson, but he's coming in killer shape. He's talking about how he's just mowing down people in training camp so far. So, and it's another thing that I'm looking at is the Seattle Seahawks keep mentioning how they're going to play much more up tempo, which means more plays, more opportunity for production. And another thing is, well, Chris Carson, when he came in the league, he was not known as a pass catcher, but he has increased year in and year out. I mean, he averaged almost 4 targets per game last year. And with that up-tempo offense, I could see that increasing even more. And here's the thing. Okay, maybe they do throw it a little bit more. But what's going to happen whenever you get down to the goal line? Are we going to have the Malcolm Butler syndrome or, the ghost that is Malcolm Butler? Or is Carroll going to allow that? No. They're going to run the dang ball in.
Yeah, he's going to go back to his old self.
He really is. So, I mean, that's why I think Chris Carson, year in and year out, he is underrated. When he is in the lineup, he's giving you RB2 or better numbers. That's just what he does based off the volume he gets when he's in the lineup.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's hit up our 5th running back. We've got Trey Sermon. We talked about him in our first Sleepers episode, I believe, right?
That is correct.
That is correct, sir. So he is currently going 9th pick, 8th round, 37th running back off the board. Last time we talked about him, he was going 2nd pick of the 9th round. So he has slid up a little bit. These are based on a 12-team league, guys, just so you know. He was RB 41 before, so he's dropped 4 spots overall, or as running back, since the last time we talked. So same stuff as last time. Nothing's really changed here because nothing could have changed. That's because Jeff Wilson's projected to miss several months still. Raheem Mostert still unable to make it to the field so far. So Sermon has a clear path to carries early on. He's been impressive in camp. There's not really much to be concerned with there. All the same things still stand out. It's it's surprising to me that he hasn't gotten much more noise than he has. San Francisco's traded up to get him early in the draft this year. He could end up being the steal of the fantasy football season this year, at running back at least. I mean, if you're talking about a back of the 8th round pick, that could be the case. I mean, it really could. If this guy is a running back 1 on a team that runs all the time, they run and throw slants. I mean, and curls to the tight end, right? Here's the concern. It's the same concern as before, that the Niners are a Shanahan offense and they are not known for going with one running back. So he could be the RB1, but it's going to be more like thunder and lightning, right? He's going to be the thunder, but Mostert's going to be the lightning, or the other way around, whichever one. I don't know. I don't know which one would be the guy who's more likely to get the carries.
I would say Mostert would probably be the lightning, man.
Yeah. So I think that what you're getting here is a solid guy at a minimum, and you're getting him for a bare minimum price. So why not?
That's worth an 8th round pick.
An 8th round flyer on a dude. I mean,
you most likely already have your starting lineup.
Well, if you go and you take a tight end in the 6th or 7th round, right? Like you reach or go up and get one in the 4th or 5th round. Like let's say you snag Waller in the 4th round, and you've basically missed out on some running backs in that area or some wide receivers. You hit wide receivers hard, and then you come back and you get Sermon in the 8th. Like you just made a huge move in your draft by doing that, where you got great value at tight end, and you didn't lose anything at running back potentially overdoing that. So I don't know why you wouldn't take that risk. All right, running back 6 for us. Here we go.
Mike Davis, Atlanta Falcons, 12th pick in the 4th round, so very end of the 4th round, 24th running back off the board. Hey, he's with the Atlanta Falcons now, everybody. No longer with the Carolina Panthers. I mean, he came off a season where he went into the season knowing he was going to be the backup to CMC. Like, I'll probably touch the ball, if I'm lucky, 5 times a game. If I'm lucky. But guess what? CMC goes down. He is thrust into the lineup as an RB1, and he is told to basically carry about as many touches as what CMC has had in the past. So he did finish as an 18th best running back in fantasy, but you could start to see where when Christian McCaffrey went down, Mike Davis was the starter. He came out lights out.
Oh, yeah.
And then he got some heavy legs there towards the end of the season, which, I mean, like I said, if you're training to be the backup and training to do these things and not knowing you're going to have the full workload, I mean, it was going to happen. It is one of those things that's going to happen with that many touches that he had. But this year, he's going into the year signing a free agent contract, knowing he is a number 1 running back. Did the Falcons go out and draft a running back? No, they didn't. Also, some say, this could be a team that's going to have a negative game script, that could keep him off the field so he can't catch the ball. He handled 70 targets last year. What means you can't do it again? He had a great catch rate.
Yeah.
So will he be on the field as much as he was last year whenever Christian McCaffrey was off? Maybe not. But this year, I feel like he should be more efficient with his opportunities, knowing where he stands on the team, knowing he is the number 1 running back, and there really isn't that much competition behind him that's really going to scare anybody. And is there any veterans out there that's going to scare anybody now? No. Is there any potential cuts out there? There could be, but to go ahead and take away some of Mike Davis where they brought in and paid him some good money to take over that running back room?
I think it's telling he came from in the division. And they saw him twice last year, and they saw how good he was and how awesomely he performed. And I don't think that's just like, it's a system and, anybody could be slotted into Carolina's running back. Like, no, that Christian McCaffrey's awesome. And I think Mike Davis is pretty darn good too. And I mean, look at this. Look at this. Dude is a truck. Look at that. He's huge.
But you didn't even get to the good part, man.
Oh, yeah.
Pan down. Yeah.
He's friggin' huge, dude. He's big. He's a big guy. He's built like a friggin' semi. And he runs he runs hard, he runs fast, and
Yeah.
he's just underrated, I think, to some extent, because
Yeah.
he was sitting behind Christian McCaffrey and people haven't given him any time. They haven't considered him. So I think it's a great pick there. All right, guys, that's going to do it for running back league winners for you. These are the guys who are going to be solid. These are going to be the mid-round pickups that are going to actually help you win your league. Everybody gets the first 3 rounds pretty easily. There's some guys here that we've got that are in the first and second round, or second and third rounds that we're telling you these are the ones to maybe focus on. We've got guys in 4th through 8th round here as well that are going to help you out, help you win that league this year. Check us out next time. We're going to be talking about wide receivers. And if you're interested in other running backs, we've also got, I'll throw it onto the screen right here, right now. We've also got running back sleepers that we dropped this week, as well as a couple weeks ago. All different names and everything. So thanks for hanging around with us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See you guys.